Is Stephen A. too high on the Steelers and, in all seriousness, too low on the Dallas Cowboys?
Absolutely. Pittsburgh Steelers, I understand it's in his blood. He likes the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. So do I, but I also am not oblivious to who's playing quarterback and who's blocking for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their offensive line is atrocious. The defense is not all that like we thought they were based on going into Buffalo and taking care of business, and there's some injuries to that as well. I would have liked to have seen them just run the ball with Najee Harris and not drop back Ben Roethlisberger nearly as many times as they did in this particular football game. If you go back to early years of Big Ben, they ran the ball, they played defense, and they allowed him to just manage the situation. He's there now in his career. Just manage the situation. And then in terms of the Cowboys, come on, man. We just saw your A-list, and we moved some things around, me and Jeff Saturday, to add the Cowboys to the list.
Only in the fifth and fourth.
That's okay. It's the top five. Okay. If it's a top five and I'm in the top five, that's good, I would think. When you look at the Cowboys, you talk about that 124 that's left on the clock for Tom Brady. That wasn't very smart. They learned from that mistake on the road in a tough environment, a team getting their rings, lowering the banner, all those sort of things. Then they go to Los Angeles to play the Chargers, a tough team, a team that is starting to build some momentum in that particular division, and they take care of business. They run the ball well. They don't depend on Dak Prescott a whole hell of a lot. How could you not be high on them? How could you not be?
Go ahead, Mina.
Well, I'm a little confused because I was on Keyshawn's side about the Cowboys and the Steelers, but then you said your diagnosis for the Steelers was to run the ball more. Why would you keep running Najee Harris into a brick wall? That offensive line cannot run block for their life. And it's not Harris's fault, by the way, poor kid. And that's why I'm higher on the Cowboys than the Steelers, and that's where I agree with you and disagree with Stephen A. Because here's the thing. The Cowboys have an elite offense. The Steelers have an elite defense when they're healthy. So the question for both of these teams is, okay, the other unit, can they be average? And what we've seen out of this Cowboys defense, and this is why you were eating crow, Stephen A., is that they do look competent. They're not great. They're not a great defense, but Dan Quinn has got them actually playing, like, fitting their gaps, which is something that didn't happen last year. Micah Parsons looks like a true force on the edge. Trayvon Diggs is playing excellent. And frankly, I just don't feel that way about Pittsburgh. I don't see how this offense gets better. I see a young defense in Dallas that's not great, but can get better. Stephen A., I want you to tell me, how does this Steelers offense get better? Because I don't see it. I just don't see the path forward.
I mean, I wanted to come here and argue with y'all about this. This is one of the saddest days of my career in the history of First Take, because I have to confess that I actually think the Dallas Cowboys have a better upside than the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Woo!
It's a sickening, saddening feeling, no doubt about it. But the Steelers' offense has been so anemic, I'm very, very concerned. I don't blame Najee Harris one bit because he has nobody blocking for him. You cannot run into a wall and be an effective running back, period. That's number one. But I did expect, you got Deontay Johnson, you got Juju Smith-Schuster, you got Chase Claypool, you got Eric Ebron. You got 4 dudes minimum out there, not even including James Washington, who wants out. You got 4 dudes minimum out there you could throw the football to. Now that brings up to Big Ben Roethlisberger. Part of the problem is that you can't protect him.
Can't protect him.
Part of the problem is age and attrition has kicked in, and he's not what he used to be.
Yeah.
And so the combination of when I think about the Steelers defense, I'm thinking about T.J. Watt, Devin Bush, these boys going down with their groin injuries. If they were out there, I don't think that they would have looked that way against the Raiders. But offensively, they are what they are. And so as a result, you got to be able to protect them, and the fact that you cannot is going to compromise their passing game. With Dallas, here's the thing that I will remind y'all of. First of all, we all know that their offense is incredibly prolific, and even going up against the Chargers, you didn't have Michael Gallup, so we understand how big time you are. I think this kid Pollard looks better than Ezekiel Elliott coming out of the backfield running the football. I'm not saying he's better. I'm not saying he's the number one, but he looks better. He looks better. He's different. He's more evasive. Yeah. He looks faster. He looks more elusive. I give credit for that where it's due. What I would say to everybody is this. And everybody think I'm just joking around, but I'm dead serious when I say it, because I have proven to be right spanning 25 years and counting. Be patient, just wait. what can go wrong will go wrong. They are who they are. And why did that prove it? Listen, week 1, Zach Martin go down, COVID. Week 2, you know what I'm saying, Randy Gregory out. Okay.
So you're just thinking some juju going on somewhere.
No, what I'm saying is, Leo Collins, the 5-game suspension, all right?
Ooh, you thinking some of that going on, right?
You can't argue with a curse.
Let me say this. When I mentioned the black
believe
cat,
curses.
First Take was going crazy because I was like, black cat running around that franchise. Say it with me. And last year, there was a black cat running around, or 2 years ago, there was a black cat running around MetLife Stadium. You can't make it up. And so what I'm saying to you is this. At this moment in time, Cowboy fans, you got me. You got me right now. You got a better upside than Pittsburgh. Congratulations, if that means something to you. Let me tell you something, man. Every time somebody starts bloviating about those Cowboy fans can start sticking out their chest because they need the slightest little excuse to do so. And right then, they're allergic to prosperity. Just wait. Be patient.
This can't be different. This year can't be
It ain't
different.
going to be different. I try to tell you right now, it ain't going to be different. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, trust me when I tell you. Just be patient.
It looks different to me already. Because if you go back in the past, and I'm talking last couple years, they were not beating teams like the Chargers. They was going and losing immediately to those type of teams.
So wait. They lost to Tampa.
But Tampa's a Super Bowl champion.
They lost to Tampa.
Yeah.
They beat the Chargers. They beat a second-year quarterback.
You leave a minute 24 on the damn clock. You gonna lose to that dude.
They beat a second-year quarterback who made some mistakes, Mina. All right? It is what it is with you and Keyshawn. It's all right. All I'm telling you, remember I said this, and I'm dead serious. Remember I said this. These damn Cowboys, they go and it ain't gonna even be football related. They mess it up. They can't help themselves.
So when they
you
win
can book it. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.